All you need is $650 and you can play all your favorite titles over 200 FPS in high settings. This is the ultimate price to performance gaming system for this budget because we were able to fit in a Ryzen 5 processor with 32 gigs of memory and the RTX 3070. No other PC build on YouTube comes even close to this price with these specs. So sit back and relax and let's get started. Okay, Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. But I actually didn't, because I have a proper phone case. Like a college sophomore at a frat party, your phone needs protection too. With the launch of the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, Supcase has top-tier phone cases ready. I've got 3 different ones right here. The UB Grip, the UB Mag XT, and the UB Pro. All of them are incredibly durable, with raised bezels that protect the screen and camera lens from scratches. They've even been tested on 15-foot drops, and the UB Pro even won a CNET drop test award at 20 feet. My personal pick, however, is the Mag XT because of the extra camera cover that doubles as a kickstand, and of course the MagSafe compatibility, so I can keep using the same accessories I had with my iPhone. And it's still been tested, so it's not shy on protection compared to the UB Pro. That's why even if I do this, I can care less. Okay, no, I do care. See? Completely normal. They're currently running a sale on Amazon, so if you guys want to grab one yourself, make sure to click the link in the description section or use the code on the screen to get 15% off your order. So this entire PC cost me a little under $650, and this does include the cost of the Windows 11 Pro CD key. If you don't need one, just subtract it from the total, but for those who do, make sure to buy it from a reputable website. I get mine from VIP or CDKey.com, which also sells Windows 10 keys as well, but whatever you guys are buying, just make sure to use the code TS20 to get that extra discount. After checking out, go into the User Center section up top, then navigate to your orders so you can reveal the key, then just copy and paste that into the activation settings of Windows and you are good to go. So the Ryzen 5 5600 is still a solid 6-core, 12-thread processor, not only for gaming, but also for productivity. So if you're planning on 3D modeling, streaming, or editing videos, the 2 extra cores and 4 threads will come in handy over a quad-core processor. The CPU even goes up head-to-head against its competitor, the Intel i5-12400F. However, the main reason why we're going with the Ryzen 5 5600 is because of how much cheaper this is bundled with an AM4 motherboard and DDR4 memory. On Amazon and Newegg, the processor is going for $113, but if you look at AliExpress, they go as low as $70, which adds incredible value to the system. You're basically paying $43 less and are getting amazing gaming performance on top of free shipping. This is not a used CPU, by the way. It's brand new and it's from a legitimate seller. The only downside is it doesn't come with a cooler, which isn't a big deal because air coolers are dirt cheap, especially on the lower end, and it doesn't take much to cool the CPU anyways. The cooler I'm using for the build is from ID Cooling, which has a 120mm ARGB fan, and it goes for around $16. So when you combine the CPU and the cooler, the price is still way less than if you were to buy it on Newegg or Amazon. Now for the motherboard, I was gonna throw in a cheap B550 board to save money, but why would I do that if I can get a better quality board with more features for the same price? I couldn't believe my eyeballs when I saw that the ASRock B550M Pro SE motherboard was going for $86 with free shipping on AliExpress. I was honestly expecting a used motherboard with missing accessories, but the box arrived brand new, sealed, and it had the paperwork and all the accessories. The only thing that was missing was the CMOS battery, which I had a bunch laying around the house anyways, but they do sell them for less than $1 each on Amazon if you need to buy one. You also get 4 DIMM slots allowing for expandability, 2 M.2 slots, one of which is PCI Gen 4 compatible, and you get 4 RGB headers, 2 5V and 2 12V headers, which is unheard of for a B550 board within this price range. Not to mention, it's in the color white, so it's going to work perfectly with the color scheme. Now for memory, I was able to find a solid 32GB kit from Timetech. These are called Pinnacle, and it's a 32GB kit with 3200 MHz and CL16 timing. So very fast sticks that are also compatible with both AMD and Intel CPUs. So enabling the extreme memory profile was simple. I went into the BIOS, navigated to the AI Tweaker tab, and simply set the XMP to Profile 1. Then I hit save to save the settings and restart the PC. And as you can see, the memory is running at its max speed. For memory, we keep it simple. We keep it simple every time here at the budget builds. We're tossing in a 1 terabyte NVMe drive from Crucial. The Crucial P3 Plus is always my go-to because of its price. You get a fast Gen 4 NVMe drive for only $60. It's currently the best bang for the buck SSD you can get for your system. Now, installing M.2 SSDs can be very annoying because most of them use very tiny screws, which requires very tiny bits, which is why I always recommend having a precision screwdriver kit around the house for these specific tasks. I'll leave links to a few that I recommend for PC builds down below if you guys want to pick one up. Now, the graphics card I was able to fit in this budget is the PNY RTX 3070 because I was able to grab it for $230 off the Facebook Marketplace. But it's not unusual to see this card get that low. If you're patient, you can find the 3070 being sold for anywhere between $200 and $250 online. And honestly, for a $650 budget PC, I wouldn't put anything else in here. This card will outperform everything under an RX 7700 XT while spending a fraction of the price. We're talking about outperforming an RTX 4060 Ti 16GB model and everything underneath it, all the way down to the Arc B580. Which should be avoided anyways because it's seriously overpriced and it's terrible overhead issues when pairing it with an older CPU. Stay away from this graphics card at all costs. But hey, I get it. Some people don't like buying used. They want the warranty, they want the peace of mind, which is completely understandable. So if you guys must buy new, I do recommend going with the RX 7600 instead for this budget. Do not put anything else underneath that for this PC. It's just simply not worth it. So in terms of power, a 500 watt power supply is plenty enough for the entire system, but I couldn't pass up on the Segotep, which is a 650 watt gold certified power supply, which will power any additional upgrades along the way. Also, I did add some cable extensions just so I can contribute to the white theme I was going for, but these are not required to do the build and they are completely optional. The only reason I added the cables in here is so that you can see how the PC would look like at its peak with some nice cable extensions. But either way, I'll drop a link to the cable extensions I used for this build down below. And finally, the case I ended up using for the build is the Sama ARGB Q5, which I honestly think is severely underrated for what it offers. It's honestly a clean looking micro ATX case. We got a thick tempered side panel, mesh front panel, and it comes included with triple 120mm ARGB fans, which actually pairs beautifully with our motherboard since we have the RGB headers to support it. But aside from that, it's got a power supply shroud with tons of space underneath it to store cables, and one of the 3 USB ports on the top is USB 3. But what I like most about this case is the location of the cutouts. A lot of budget cases put the cutouts in the most awkward spots. The Sama actually has 3 towards the back to help route the cables on the bottom of the motherboard, but they also got 3 on the right, 2 on the top, and 1 more towards the side panel, which is actually perfect if you're running a longer graphics card. It also comes with a built-in fan and RGB hub in the back, which has 1 extra slot for a fan header cable and an RGB cable, which came in clutch in connecting my CPU cooler's RGB cable so that I can control all the lights using the button on the top. You get all this for only $60, which is actually pretty nuts. But yeah, with all that out of the way, let's see what this baby can do.
ass motherfucker.
Remaining.
It's crazy what $650 still gets you in 2025. I mean, the fact that you can play any game that you want in 1080p, high settings, over 100 FPS minimum is incredible. What's even more impressive is that most of the games were actually pushing over 200 FPS in high settings, and it does it all while keeping very low temps and staying practically silent. This PC will pair beautifully with a 1080p 240Hz IPS monitor. That way you can take advantage of the 240 plus FPS in some of the games. And if you really wanted to, you can lower the settings for even more frames. If you guys want to build this exact same PC, I'll drop a link to my build guide down below. That way you can follow along using these parts. With that said, if you guys are enjoying the budget builds on the channel, consider subscribing because I do have a ton more coming your way. Also, let me know in the comment section what budget I should focus on next. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.